lost my cursor there and it wasn't coming back. Welcome, everybody. I have just been informed our website is down again. So if you're listening and our website is down, I'm going to go fix that while Tracy gives some talk. But I can start us off and say welcome for those who are coming to join us live. We appreciate it. Welcome to day 3 of our wonderful summit. We are so excited to have another day of great speakers. We have 8 speakers. We want to thank our sponsors. So our event sponsor is KB Riley, and our day sponsor today is Tracy. So Tracy has her own company called Embellish Connections, and she supplies scrapbooking supplies primarily to Canada. She does a lot of local events. We live in Ottawa, Canada, and one of the things that all Tracy clients love of her is she'll go out of her way to find really unique things for you. So she's looking for unique things, which is why we find a lot of these speakers. And Tracy really works hard to find people who are unique and different. And one of our favorite people that Tracy has found is Lisa.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Excellent.
Everybody's still, well, it's not that early, but I don't know, I guess waking up a bit here and there.
We're waking up. People are probably saying, oh, the website's down again.
Is just launching out as well. So everybody's going, oh my God, get on now for Lisa, right?
Oh, I think technology has been very tricky today. As you can see, I'm not in my studio. I'm in my lounge. So I think there's been a few gremlins in the system, hasn't there, today?
Well, we have this gremlin that everybody gets happy and wants to see our site when we put our email out. So it'll go down for like 20 minutes, and it's something, because we only run the summit twice a year, there's only 8 days this happens, right? So it's really hard to figure out the problem.
Right.
So that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to, in the background, I have to wait for them to respond. I know exactly what they have to do. So
where are you? Do you want to switch the cameras, the things around there, so we can see Lisa a bit better?
There you go.
There you
go. That's a large image of me. I can see myself in my
but you come on, Lisa, you are the main focus here, right? And yes, you're worth it. So there.
Thank you. Well, I'm very shy.
You are wonderful. Our starting question is, where are you in the world?
Well, you may tell from the accent that I'm certainly not your side of the water. I'm over in the UK. So I live in a wonderful place called Eastbourne. Now, it's in the south of the UK. So I think I've told you this before. I can walk to the beach. We only have stony beaches, but I can look out across the water and I'm 60 miles to France. Nice. So I'm a long way.
So how often do you go?
I go to the beach quite often. I don't go to, do you know what? I've only ever been to France twice. And it's because it's quite a tricky crossing. And actually, it depends how you get there. I used to sail. So I used to sail to France, and it was a great long weekend. But now I'm a little bit older. I haven't got sea legs anymore. And I do struggle with the bobbing up and down a bit now. So I don't do it as much as I used to. But it's honestly, it's a beautiful place to live.
I totally understand, right? And so, your project that you've done for us today, I know you may not have it handy, but has to do with the embossing folders and the metallic inks. Yeah. Just going to give you a hint there, Lisa, because I know you do 200 projects a day, probably.
Yes, thank you for helping me out there. Yeah, I do so much, and actually, no, I haven't got them with me today. They are in my studio, which obviously I can't get into at the moment. But yes, we have got our beautiful metallic inks are just incredible. Tracy, do you have them yet? That's the question.
Well, personally, I don't, because I can't keep them in stock. And that's the only reason. I bring them in and they're gone. And I'm waiting for my third shipment now.
Wow. Yeah, they are quite amazing. They really are. And it's really difficult to get them across on camera, actually. I've got a set with me here behind me. Is it that way? Just in the corner right up here above that white card. And they're like, I want to say, when you put the ink down, it gives you almost a brushed metal look. Would you agree with that, maybe?
Okay.
And
yes.
It's great on white card. It's great on black card. You can do your they blend like an absolute dream. And when you pop them together with the folders, they just look just phenomenal. And I can't tell you, I can't keep them in stock either. And they've absolutely gone viral everywhere. I think people are on mailing lists all over the world to get their hands on them. We've made, I can't tell you how many thousands, and it's just this conveyor belt of ink, 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 ink at the moment. It's really good because they work great with all of your folders that you'll have and those layering stencils.
Were you expecting them to sell this quickly or this much?
Well, you know, when you get that thing and you look at it and you think, I think these are really good, but you just don't know what other people are going to think. I felt it when we had the interference inks, and I thought, do you know what, these are very different, and it's going to be a love-hate relationship with these inks. But they, again, they are still phenomenal. But the metallics, I'd had them on my desk for 6 months, and I kept not pressing the button to go. And I kept looking at them thinking, they are just so good. I really like them. Will everyone else? Because there are many metallic inks out there already, you know. And the first time I used them and I got feedback was amazing. And then I saw that Jennifer Maguire found them as well, and she used them. And it kind of started off this snowball effect, which got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more I saw people use them, the more people wanted them, and it just grew. And everybody's saying actually they are the most intense pigment that they've actually seen in a metallic ink. So no, I didn't see them going viral, but they've absolutely taken the world by storm. They really have.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Suzette, who has a little comment here. She goes, I know Heather and Tracy will laugh at me. I have mine and they're still in the box.
No, I know Suzette as well. Suzette, why are they still in the box? You will love them.
Yeah, she's just, well, it's normal. We get a lot of the new stuff
Yes,
and then we're like, I don't have time to do this yet, right?
I know.
Or,
I know.
yeah,
But you
it's
know,
fun.
the exciting thing with them is everybody kept saying to me, "Oh, because they're a limited edition, am I never going to be able to get these inks again?" And I've said, the limited edition in that it is in a box. You will never buy them individually, so you have to buy them all together. And this was kind of a test to see if people really like them. And then when they started to get really popular, I then got asked the next question: where are the re-inkers? We all need re-inkers for these. I was thinking,
I
oh
asked you
goodness
that
me.
question before too.
So
Yeah.
now I've just done the packaging for the box, and I'm led to believe they are starting to be shipped to our distributor, and hopefully it won't be too long before they start hitting the USA and Canada and Australia. So fingers crossed. It's just such a long process. It's that thing where something's really successful and you end up chasing your tail all the time.
I'm gonna answer a quick question above, and then we'll go to the one where Heather posted there, just because somebody just asked which inks we're talking about. I guess they came in late. So, she's gonna show you.
Oh, I'm
There you
gonna
go.
lean over.
Go ahead.
Excuse,
Go ahead.
honestly, this is not the glamorous way to do it. Normally, as I say, it would all be laid out in my studio, so it's quite surreal for me. And obviously, it's all back to front. So these are our metallic ink pads, and they are just ridiculously good. They are a pigment ink. They come in a set of 3, and you get silver shine, solid gold, and copper pot. We have got a couple of videos actually on YouTube that it's definitely worth taking a look at, because they are just, I mean, they just are so good. They really, really are. And also, if you check out Jennifer Maguire as well, she's done quite a few videos on different ways of using them too.
Okay. And now somebody's asking, are they different from the interference inks?
Yes. So you get the shine. I think, I don't know if I've got any here. I probably have somewhere in my hot mess of things. Oh, actually, is that? I don't know if that's one. Let me have a quick look, see if that's. I don't know if the color. No, that's a wax. They're like interference in that they're on that foam pad. So because we've got the dye and pigment mix of the interference, it has to be on the foam pad. But these are foam pad and they are purely pigment, but they contain a mix of mica and something else, which is exclusive to me, but it gives you a not only a shine but a sheen as well. So they're not sparkly, they are just really like metal when you move them. They're just incredibly pigmented and they sit on top rather than soaking into your card, so you get that almost opaque look on black and white cardstocks. They're just phenomenal.
Okay. Somebody else. Sorry, Laura.
Our site is back up.
Is it back
people.
up?
I can put things.
Woohoo, we have Heather
Still
back. And the site, more importantly, no offense, Heather.
Gonna happen one more day. There you go.
Okay, sorry.
It's just because people are going too fast. They want to watch your videos too fast. They're jumping on too fast.
Oh wow.
They're going, what is she talking about?
And
Watch
it's like,
the video, right?
It's really hard to manage when it's only, like I said earlier, it's only a 4-day event.
And I could hear you.
So it's hard to figure out.
I could hear you typing in the background as well. I could hear all the little.
I should have muted myself. You have mute. All good. I have to type again. She goes, yes, it's happening because of the traffic. We'll fix it. There's always a solution to this thing. They're just too excited to watch you, Lisa. That's what's going on.
Thank you, everybody.
That's all Lisa's fault.
That's it. I mean, this is the story of my life. I get this at home as well, so I'm used to this. It's never anybody else. It's always Lisa's fault. It normally is.
You know what? It went down at 12. It went down at 10. It's back 12 minutes later. That's all we need.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be ready for it tomorrow, and that's all good. I don't get stressed about this because it's like, if you guys can't understand that the internet goes down, it's all good. So there's another. I don't know if you asked this question yet.
Nope, not yet. Go ahead.
Can you blend the metallic with distressed or water-based inks?
You can blend the metallics. I would say with distress, what you're going to find is because the ink is opaque on the metallics, it's going to sit over the top of your distress, so you're going to kind of lose that color. You will see some of it come through, but you will lose the intensity of the color, and that silver and gold and copper will literally take over. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to really do something random, and I know I'm at my desk in my lounge, but I'm going to do a little swatch for you because I've got some black card somewhere. So let me just lean over again. So this is actually my dining room table, and I'm really meant to keep all of my craft stuff in my studio, but as you can see, it doesn't always stay there.
Studio, we all agree. Go.
Oh dearie me. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you the silver. Okay, so this is called Silver Shine, and obviously I haven't got my overhead, so I can't do that. But I will literally pop this onto the black card, and I'm really hoping that you'll see this. So if I've literally swiped, okay, and there, you don't get the shine that you would in my studio, but hopefully you can see that is the silver.
See it. Yes.
And I'll show you show it on white as well. But this is the intensity you will get with all the colours in the set. So just a little bit on the white card. So you can see it's silver, but you still get that beautiful sheen. So when you're talking about putting distress with it, as you can see, it's so intense. I think you're probably going to lose the colour underneath. This will kind of sit on top of it, I think.
No, very, very nice, eh?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Super. Sorry, I just lost a comment there, but I was going to read something and then I moved around. Anyways, apparently though, I've lost exactly what you wrote, Suzette, there, but apparently she's going to open up her box of it and start using them.
Suzette, I'd love to see a picture in our group. There's a challenge for Suzette. A picture in the group of these open on her desk.
And Suzette, because you're also one of in our circle there, I want to see like something that you've created with them. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
I mean,
because Lisa and I will work together on you because I get pestered a lot. So come on.
I didn't want to put that pressure on her, Tracy, but I'll let you do that.
That's in our group, in our Scrapbooking Fun Circle group. It's a smaller group, you know. It's not like I'm not going to say you have to do it on the summit. That's because then she'll pressure me back on something. I know that. Okay.
Yes.
Got to watch what I say. Yes.
And I will encourage her.
yeah, exactly. No.
Oh, look, they've dried now. Look at this. Hopefully.
It's very,
They
very,
are
very nice.
beautiful.
I've also noticed in a few of your videos that you do it more just the ink pad on the paper.
Yeah.
Are you also like it's okay with the tools or it's not going to come out the same, with a
It will. It will. I would recommend a chunky stencil brush rather than, rather than the brushes that have got the big round end, almost like the makeup brushes. I would avoid those,
Mhm.
but I would
Okay.
say use a stencil brush. But through your stencils, they blend like an absolute dream, and you can actually use two colours next to each other and blend them together. And I'm telling you that because I'm going to let you into a little secret here. We have 10 new colours come in.
Love
They
metallics.
Tracy's face.
Okay. Okay.
They're just amazing. Now,
Okay.
the beauty of them is that you are going to be, you've got your pinks and your purples, your blues, greens, all sorts of colours, and you can obviously put your silver with your blue and get that faded out silvery blue colour. So we wanted to make sure they do blend, but I would stick to blending them with another metallic rather than blending them with other things. You can blend them with your interference, but again, because you've got the dye and pigment mix, you are only going to really see the result well on black card because you've got that kind of colour sitting on the surface. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's a very exciting 2025.
Okay. Well, that sounds
Mm,
interesting. And believe it or not, I'm
yes.
going to have to rewatch this video for when they do come out so I can tell my clients some of what you just said. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
So no,
I mean they're
um,
wonderful.
well, they seem it. They really do.
Mm.
And Susan is asking, what is your favorite product you've created?
Goodness me, goodness me, that is a tough question. That's like asking me who's my favorite child. I love
Well,
every
who's
one
your
of
favorite
them.
child?
Wow. Luckily, I've only got one. um, what would I say? I think my ink line would be up there. Now, I love my ultimate tool that holds all our stencils on because that is for everybody. That is leveling the playing field for everybody. So in terms of innovation, I would say my ultimate tool with the peg system. But in terms of I think something that I pick up on a daily basis, it will probably be my ink range, whether it be interference, blending, or the metallics. I think it's can I just say two things? It'll be my ultimate and the inks.
Okay. I think we'll let you.
Thank
Because
you,
after all,
thank
they do
you.
work well together, right? So,
Exactly. I
and
mean,
you could put them together as one.
yes, exactly. Yes, I'm gonna take that one.
There you go. Suzette,
Yeah,
the answer is yes. I will definitely be ordering them in, and for you for sure. So I will. I will.
yeah.
But Lisa has to tell us when we can order first.
Listen, do you
But
know
that,
what though? I've pre because of the success of these ones, I've just made sure because I mean I had no idea how these were going to do, as I said before, but this time I've just made sure there is enough for everybody. So you don't get lots of inquiries and frustrations. I don't get it as well. So we've started off, we've got 10 colours and we've made 5,000 of each colour. So I'm hoping that this is going to just give everybody at least a start in being able to get hold of these inks. I really hope it's enough this time.
and I'm glad that you said that because it's true, everybody. No matter where your store is and where you buy, it's hard. Like the manufacturer, the designers, manufacturers, they have to come up with the money and everything to make all the
Yes,
products, and then to go,
yes,
okay, like you said earlier, people want reinkers, but that costs everybody, right? So then you have to make your decision how much we're going to make
yeah,
first. How the
yeah.
quantities and everything, and then and then you're like, you may not know. Is it going to be a blast and everybody's going to buy them right away, or you don't want to be stuck with them either. So
Um,
it's a good way to see that.
it is,
That's
and
all.
I'm going to be honest with you, it is, and I'm a small business. You know, there's only 3 or 4 of us that run the business. So from my point of view, it's almost like a shot in the dark sometimes. You just don't know what is going to appeal to a market, do you? And of course it goes, I have to pay to have them made, then I have to pay to ship them, and then the distributor gets them, and then I don't get paid from that until he receives his sales, and it becomes this really big pot of money that goes round. But it can be really scary, especially when you have got something that's really popular. You have to commit to it, and sometimes I've said to people, look, I'm really sorry, at the moment I just can't afford anymore. We're just going to have to wait for this batch to sell, and then we'll reorder, because the reorder quantities are like 2,000 at a time, so you can't even just say, oh, I'll have a couple of hundred of those and just to keep us going. You can't do that.
No, I mean, I swear to you, I understand that,
You do.
you know. But yes, it was just, I want everybody to understand that. That's all.
Yes.
It's good to
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, here's my $1 million, right? Like everybody.
Yeah. To be fair, if I had
No,
$1 million, this would be my mansion you'd be watching me from.
no,
I am back. Did you already answer that question? I'm back again. They
no,
told
we
me a whole
haven't
bunch of other
answered.
things.
Haven't even touched Crafty WC's question. Sorry, we're not
Okay.
ignoring anybody.
No, I'm just making sure I'm up. I'm listening with one ear, but our site is back.
Yeah.
They fixed some things, so maybe it won't go down again. We'll see.
No, so we're being. Oh, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Heather. Go ahead, Heather. Join us.
No, I was listening to all of the stuff because I think one of the things I love having Lisa with is you're very open about what it is to run a business. Like it's,
Yeah.
when you buy stuff and you buy stuff, the more you understand the people you buy it and the creators, the less frustrating you get when maybe something isn't exactly what you want. Lisa's heart is 100% in this. So if you
Yeah.
have stuff and it goes out of stock, it's not that you want it out of stock.
Never. I mean, it's not in my interest for it to be out of stock, obviously, because it's a good message that I can, if it does go out of stock, we know it's popular. So that gives us the courage and the almost like the validation that it is the time to bring it back again. And when I see sales starting to slow, that's the time when I have to sit back and say, look, there's only a few people that are buying this over a couple of months. I mean, Tracy probably sees that in store as well, and you have to kind of ride that wave, and it can be really tricky getting the balance right. And sometimes I've been so apologetic so many times about the metallics. I just didn't see it coming, and it's a great problem to have. But you're right, if people understand, I'm a small business, I'm not cash rich, I can't just throw money at things, it's all done in a calculated way. But hopefully we're kind of getting there, and hopefully all stores will be able to get exactly what they need. But it just takes a little bit longer when you've got a smaller store, because they haven't got the funds to be so reactive sometimes.
I was going to say, sometimes as a small business owner, not being successful is your biggest
Yeah.
problem, but sometimes being successful is your biggest problem, because
Yeah.
scaling and moving can be a really difficult thing to do. So sometimes
Yeah.
success is more difficult to manage than not being successful. Emotionally,
Do you
not
know-
so much, but
yeah. Do you know what it is? And I'm kind of at that point now where I've got to take that leap now, because the business has grown. I mean, we've only been trading for January 2020, 4.5 years. And it was okay, because I was kind of climbing that ladder and gradually going up. And all of a sudden I hit this wow, and it went like that. But of course, I still have to fund that. So we've got that big gap in the middle, and it's
Mhm.
taking a calculated risk, I think, now, isn't it? But I've now had to recruit staff. And then
Yeah.
you've got to think about, as a business, you've got to think about protecting the people that you're employing as well, and not making too many or creating too many risks that you could jeopardize somebody's future. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to consider.
yeah, and you
And then
probably
what
didn't
I
know that
think,
when you jumped in here to this business world.
no, and then what I think, oh, I'm assuming too, is that, and then you have to trust. You have to go, okay, I have to
Yes.
let go of some of the things myself and trust others working for me or working with me, right? And
Mm.
to me, that wouldn't be
Mm.
easy. So hats off to you there.
That's the hardest thing, you know. That is such the hardest thing in this industry, because at the moment, I mean, even now, I choose colours, I design the artwork, I do the packaging, I do the ordering, I've got the shop, I do TV, so I do guesting as well for TV, and it becomes, and like Danny was saying to me, my other half, the other day, look, you need to get somebody just to take some of this away from you. So we brought in Adam, who's now our business development manager, who takes care of all the notions side of stuff, all the distribution and all the retailers and everything, which frees me up a little bit. But again, I still have that, I think you both probably have this, that little loss of control, and having to put your trust in someone to say, look, just let me get on with it. I know what I'm doing.
So one piece of advice that was given to me, totally off topic, when I used to manage somebody, which works for this, Lisa, is what's good enough? Because no one's going to do it your way.
No.
So when you kind of teach yourself what is good enough, what's good enough, and you let go, and and that's your barometer, that can be, now somebody might exceed your way, but it's still, there's always going to be that level of what is good enough. And that's a hard one to get used to. So
it really is. It really is. And I'm very, I like my routine, and I like to know I'm doing this on that day, and I have to be very structured in my life. That is just the nature of who I am. And I find having to give that control, and I don't know something's been done. I don't know if it's been done as fast as I would like it to be done. I mean, it doesn't have to be done quickly, maybe, and it's just me, the way I operate, and that's the way I've always done it. And it's trying to work with somebody who works slightly differently to you, maybe. And like, I talk to Adam quite a lot about this, and he says, why are you asking me? I've done this. You need to trust me. I'm dealing with it. If I feel you need to know anything, I will tell you. And that is really hard to cope with.
That's the what's good enough rule kind of thing. I have a question for you with what you were just saying. You're saying that you need to be very structured. So how do you structure creativity into that? Like, you want to create a new product and it's coming from, like, how do you get the spark of creativity and be structured at the same time?
So if I've got an idea of a die that I'd really like to do, I will not just make that die. I will sit down and I will say, right, if I'm going to make that die, why will somebody buy that? Why will somebody want that if they haven't got that, that, and that? I think if we make this die, if we make this flower, we're going to need a vase for that flower, or we need to not make sure we've got a nice frame die to go with that. So, and of course, then if we're going to do that, then my head goes into, we need a background. So maybe we're going to need, I don't know, some papers, or we're going to need a background stencil. And I can't just make something. I have to have a purpose, and it has to develop into a collection. I have to release things that I know will work together, or I just sit on it, and that's the problem. I'm almost too structured sometimes, but I am still very creative, but it has to be in a confined way. if you
but
know
I
what I
don't think
mean.
that's a problem. I think that's Lisa Horton. That's Lisa's product, right?
Yeah, I think so, actually. It's funny. Sorry to interrupt you. It's funny because I was talking to spellbinders the other day, because I do some designs for spellbinders, and they actually said to me, we love working with you because you give a reason to buy, because you don't give somebody a die and say, oh, that's a lovely die, and off they go and have to work out what to do with it. You look at all the other things in the collection, and you know, if you put them all together, you're going to create something amazing. And that's, I think possibly that's my USP. That's what I really like to give to a customer, the reason to buy.
USP, for those don't know, is unique selling proposition. So
Yes.
We're still in the business thing.
But we're going to come back. We're going to come. No, it's good, because I think that I think as consumers, and particularly this community of people who absolutely love crafting, it's good to know the thought that goes behind what people are creating for you and what they're doing, because I think it makes you understand things a little better when things aren't working well, or that kind of thing. So, but we will come back to the questions, because I haven't scrolled down in a while.
Oh, really?
What about cleaning up stencil brushes? So I guess that's going back when we were talking about the inks way back when.
Yeah. Okay, so I never Never wash mine. Never. You can if you want to. I don't like washing my stencil brushes. I actually have one here. So let me grab one out of my pot. See, this is the problem where you can see that I've started to creep into the lounge, haven't I, with all my craft stuff. I mean, I don't know why I would have stencil brushes in the lounge, but I do, and ink, but you know. So my stencil brushes, when I clean them, I literally this until you have no more ink left on. That is all you need to do. I find what happens with the stencil brush, particularly from my perspective, it's never quite as good once you've put it under the tap and tried to dry it and the fibers move and they've got into the glue in the bottom, and when you think it's dried and you turn it over to use it and a little bit of water comes out. I just find, just like this, backwards and forwards until it's clean, that's all you need to do.
Great advice.
Hey.
This one goes, is there a link to buy them? So that's probably talking about your inks way back when, and I guess there's many different links to buy them. So you can order them through someone like Tracy. Or
yeah, absolutely. If Tracy, I don't know if you've got a notify when back in stock thing, Tracy.
I do newsletters as well, and then also I always tell my clients back in, or I keep a list of people who want them. Saying
this
that, I'm
applies
going
to
to admit it.
Tracy right now,
Okay,
which
I don't
is,
know where this person
Tracy,
is.
I need to know you will order them for me as soon as they're out. So there you go.
Oh, I already sent that earlier. I saw Suzette's thing, and I'm like, yes, Suzette, you know I will.
Yeah,
She's talking about the new colors, Suzette. I know that. So,
I mean, they are going to be available all around the world. So they have been all around the world. They've just, I think the problem is, and it's a good problem to have, the lovely Jennifer Maguire, when she touches something, it goes absolutely crazy.
viral, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, bless her, she was really sweet. She said to me, "I've bought your inks. I'm going to do a video with them tomorrow." I was like, "Oh no," and I hadn't got a lot of stock in, and of course, and that's when the requests came in, and that's how it spread so quickly. So yeah, they definitely, I promise you, everybody, they are definitely on their way to everywhere. That's the existing colours and the new ones.
So someone else said they, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, Heather, like, contact your local stores. Ask them, do they have them?
Yeah.
Or do they even know about them? Right? If you don't know
Exactly.
what I'm talking about, because I love it when my clients help me that way. I
Yeah.
can't keep on top of everything, right?
No.
And some of them will
No.
send, I'll be like, can you show me that link?
Yeah.
Right? And I'll
Yeah.
look at it going, whoa, what is this new product, or
Mm.
and yeah, so then I mean, I hope your stores listen, because I think it's very important to listen to your clients and to see what's,
Yeah.
coming in that. So ask them, right?
It's a lot of
Yeah.
work to keep up on trends. So usually, I mean, any store, that's true of anything. If there's something you like and you ask enough and enough people ask, then they'll
Yeah.
bring it in. So
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? It's you need to, and of course, the stores may not even carry my products. They may not even know who I am. And
Exactly.
that's the thing, isn't it? And that's the word of mouth, and that's how people. This is how this community grows, isn't it? Through word of mouth.
It is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So someone bought your inks, has them, and hasn't used them yet either. So they're going to go out and find them and take them out of the box today. So
You are all very naughty. These are amazing. Get
Everybody
them out
watch
on your
today's
desk.
Lisa's video and use them.
Absolutely. Now look at this. All you need to do, smooth shot ink, die cut it with a sentiment. It's going to look amazing.
Question is, how did you come up with the interference ink concept? It's such a game changer.
Oh, interference. Do you know what? Interference came out of a mistake. It was a
the best
really
things come
bizarre
out of a
thing.
mistake.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate in that I have the patent for it, so nobody can replicate, or nobody knows what goes into interference inks, which is really, really cool. So
Nobody
basically,
knows
I
that
was.
mistake.
Yeah, unless they make the same mistake as me, then I've got a problem. No, I found that I can't remember what I was doing. I was using two different color inks on a piece of card, and I caught some mica powder in it, and I don't know what I'd done. And I looked at this piece of card, and I was thinking, this looks ridiculously good. And when I put it on black card, I thought, well, it can't be the same thing. So I spoke to my guy about inks, and I said, is there any possibility that they can change colour? And he came back with, no, I don't think so. And this went backwards and forwards. I said, well, could we add this or could we put that into it? And it was almost like chemistry, and it took about 3 months. And it's crazy. And he came back and he said, I think I've nailed this. I think I've nailed it. I'm going to send you some product. Try it for me. And he didn't even send it to me in pad form. I got these little bottles of ink to try, and I tried them. And when I first tried them, they were great. They did what I wanted. So they did the different colours on different surfaces, but they dried really fast, almost like a dye ink, and you put it down and you couldn't move the colour. So I sent it back again, and we went through this for, I can't tell you, I think it must have been about 9 months, I think it was. And in the end I said, right, put it in a pad, let's see what it does. And they put this something to make the colour move. Then it didn't move enough, and eventually we got to the right consistency. So it was just me seeing something on card, and I don't even know how I'd done it. I don't know what I'd done even, but the colour had changed, and I'm sure it was like a chameleon paint or something that I'd had, and I put ink onto it, and it had done something magical. So it really came out of a complete accident. It took a long time to perfect, I will be honest, but do you know what? We've got set release 3 coming of those as well, so another 12 colours.
Okay.
That is
So,
awesome.
and
I mean, that's
quickly,
how,
for those who may not know what interference ink is,
Mm.
because there may be, some of us know, but just
Yeah,
quickly, how
it's
does
as again, I talk about Jennifer again. She calls them the magic ink, and that is actually a really good description for them. So, you use an ink pad, and I've actually got those as well here. Funnily enough,
Okay, no, go ahead.
hang on a second. Oh,
No, because
that's
honestly,
amazing.
I know not everybody watching or watching later will be like, what is interference ink?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I show you the package of one of them,
Hmm.
you know what? I am going to get told soon that I have to clear the lounge out of craft products, especially at Christmas. He's gonna make me empty my shelves. Okay, so when you look at an interference ink pad, when you get a pad and it looks like this and it's got 2 different colors on the lid, it's going to be interference. But when you look at this, on the left hand side it's red, on the right hand side it's green. When you open this, it's completely red, and you can actually see some of the pigment and the mica down one side. So when you put that, actually, we've got the card here. Let's go. You've got the red colour on the white card, and I'm hoping this is going to work on the black card. We might need to give it a second to dry. Oh no, we won't. I think it's going to be great. And then I'm going to go on to black card, same ink pad. I don't know if you'll pick that up. And it's green. So now you've got one ink pad, which gives you 2 completely different colours. So it's the interference that sits on top, and the dye sinks into your card. So you lose the red colour and just that green shine comes through. But you will see on the red, if you tilt it in the light, you get that little bit of green coming through as well. Look at that metallic as well.
it's beautiful.
I
Does the
love my
interference
inks. Can
ink
you
work
tell?
on? Does the interference ink work like if you used a blue paper? What color would it turn out with?
Yeah, so you'll get the green with kind of a hint of blue coming through it. So it will almost be like a turquoisey color. It's just really, really clever ink. It just reacts with what it's got underneath it. So if you've got if you're using a red card, okay, so if you're using a red card and you do this, you'll probably just get that greeny gold shine on top of your red card. You can also do the smooshing technique, so you can pop some of the ink onto an acrylic block, mix with water, and then kind of tap it down on black and white card and get some really clever results. And they'll all be kind of, they might be a bit red, they might be a bit green, depending on what colour cardstock you use.
Yes. So we have in our circle, so we have a scrapbooking membership circle. One of our members did a class on your interference inks. So she did
Really?
it in May, I think. So if you, as a VIP, they have the option to try out our circle, or if you're in the circle, go back. There's one. It wasn't Lisa teaching it was Shelley teaching it for Lisa, but she loves your interference inks. She's like waiting, and she
Excellent.
played, and she did some really interesting concepts, and she just played with them. But she
And
went
yes,
from
she has
showing
your
you how to
metallic
work.
inks.
Sorry.
And yes, she already has your metallic inks. I
I
know
was
she
going to
does.
ask that next.
Yeah,
She does.
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
there's
that's really good.
so you inspired.
Thank you. And you both know that is my aim in life. I love people crafting. That is just the best thing in the world for me, to know that you've picked up something of mine and you've created something really, really good that you're really happy with. And everything I do is as I said earlier, is to level the playing field. So what I do and what you do, you can do what I've done. You can place ink down. You can put ink through a stencil. You can do exactly what I've done. So knowing that other people are doing that, that just makes me happy.
That's awesome. You may have already answered this question a bit, but where do you find your inspiration for coming up with such genius ideas and products?
I kind of have, I think, in many ways, in that it will be something that I often, okay, this is not a criticism of anybody else, but I sometimes look at things and I think, I really like that, but if it were me, I would have maybe done it a bit like this, or I wouldn't have had that, I would have had this, and I would have changed that up. And it kind of then sparks something, and it takes me down that path of, oh, now I've got that, I need that. And it all, I don't know, I look at a lot on social media. I look at a lot when I go to restaurants, is another classic thing. I looked at on the wall the other day in a restaurant, and Danny said to me, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "That would make a great embossing folder." And
Okay.
he said to me, "Oh," and it was there was a napkin as well. And I said, "Look at that pattern on that napkin. What a great embossing folder." So it can be, do you know what, literally anywhere.
And that's, I mean, that's the eye of an artist, right? You tend to see things and the creative mind.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question from, does your collaboration with a company like Spellbinder help ease the cost? I really like the collaboration you did with them.
I love working with Spellbinders. So it's, in terms of easing the cost, I'm a designer for Spellbinders. So obviously Spellbinders are taking that risk on me, which is fantastic. It sort of does, but it sort of doesn't, in that. So I brought out some better press plates to go with my last launch, or my last couple of launches with them. And of course, now Spellbinders saw the inks and said, "Wow, your inks work really well with our better press plates." Oh no. So the Spellbinders started to carry our inks. And then people started using the inks with the better press plates. So it was almost like a bittersweet thing, really. So it kind of took the pressure off in one area, and then everyone's going, "Oh, can we get your inks to work with the better press plates?" And you go, "Oh no, not again."
There is a
See,
problem with being popular, like we said.
I'm writing that one down because that's good to know. Thank you.
honestly, they work
Mhm.
beautifully with better press, and they're just lovely. All of the inks work lovely, but the metallics and the interference work beautifully on the Spellbinders launches. And that, I mean, the Spellbinders launches are fabulous because it's a real partnership. Um, they believe in my designs, and I try and bring something. And again, it's collections. It's that thing about it all works together. But bringing that ink back in with those plates, it's just a great look.
Good to know. There you go. Question: do you prefer brushes or sponge dabblers for your interference ink?
Brushes.
Brushes.
I would say these kind of brushes, particularly, not the big round brushes. The thing about interference ink is it dries very quickly, first of all. And those of you who've got them, when they first got them, were saying to me, "Yeah, but you can't blend these inks." And I was saying, if you're using a big brush, you're going to struggle because the ink dries too fast on your brush in that big area. So if you use a stencil brush, or the Tim Holtz sponges on the tools, you can use those as well, because the ink sinks into those, whereas on the big brush you kind of lose it. And what you need to do with interference is you need to put your first layer down, and then when you add ink to the layer that's already down, the blend is seamless. But because the brush dries so fast, you just get patchy results. So I would say the blended sponges, which will give you a heavier result, or a stencil brush. And I think if you're a VIP, you might see that being used in one of the video, or is it, yeah, it might be, I can't remember if it's in the free video or the VIP, but one of my videos does talk about interference inks, I'm sure.
Not sure. Tracy, do you remember? She's like, nope.
No, to be honest, I don't see all the videos. We do the stuff and I get to watch them later.
I think we've already
Yeah.
answered your question about where do you get them. How did you
I
get
think she's
involved?
answered herself because I've seen that this lady, or I'm
Yeah, I'm
assuming
getting
lady,
down
has
there.
bought them
I'm going
already.
slow through the questions. How did you get involved
Yeah.
with HSN?
Right, HSN was really interesting. Now, I've done craft TV in the UK for many, many years, and because I started to develop a quite a big following in the USA, it's really difficult because America, I mean, you think about the UK, it is about this big, and America's about this big. So I kind of reached the end of my, I can't go any further in the UK, so I can't spread the brand any further. So a great way of getting your name out there is through HSN, because obviously they appeal to this massive market. Now, not everybody likes shopping on HSN, which is absolutely fine, and we love to look after our retailers as well. So there is it's a real balance to. So I thought, we got in touch with HSN and they were really keen for me to come over. And I did the show with them. And of course, it's more of a marketing exercise. So it just brings attention to the brand. And then it allows you to go and do your shopping wherever you choose to shop. Many people do shop on HSN, but some people might like to shop with Tracy. Some might like to shop with me or Scrapbook or whoever they choose to shop with. And it's a real good platform just to get your face recognized and to be able to grow the brand. You don't get a lot of time. You don't get a lot of time, so you have to make such an impact in I think I got 15 minutes in 24 hours. So you have to go in, bang, 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 and show what you've got and really capture the audience. So it is a really tricky thing to do, but that is the reason that I did HSM.
Makes sense.
Good.
Linda, like to hear, so interested to hear about how your business side works and your creative routine. Suzette, who we tease all the time, is happy to be an inspiration of getting people to take your stuff out of your boxes.
Yes. I think we need to make this a thing. I want everybody who's got our rings, get them out of your box. Just get a brush and just do that. And then tell me what you think. Because once you've done that first mark on your paper, Heather, you'll know this. Once you've got that first piece of ink on your paper, then you kind of go with it, don't you?
What just happened to your background?
There.
Oh, what did I do?
I don't know.
Really?
Is it something? You do something and it
I
like
don't know what you did.
that was magic.
That was magic.
It's like my ink pads.
Exactly. That's what you
We'll have
saw
to
there.
watch your,
Oh,
watch
is it
your
like
replay and see what you did. I don't know what you did. I don't know
I
if it's
haven't
coming.
I haven't
Watch out,
touched
everybody today.
anything.
Heather obviously slept well last night, okay?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I have no idea what you did there.
I thought that was Heather.
Oh, I
Nope.
thought it was Heather too. So maybe
No, I had
I'm
nothing
not
to do
touching
with it.
anything.
It's not. It's coming from Lisa's world. I don't know.
Listen, it's never boring with me, is it, ladies? You're learning this. I
Someone
mean,
said,
we should tell them. We should tell them I am kind of structured, but I do forget things quite often, don't I?
possibly, but we love you. Someone's in trouble because you're doing 12 more. This one, thanks for showing and explaining the interesting inks. Unreal, amazing. Does the same effect happen if you use a stamp, green or black and red on white?
Yes.
No. Do you know what you can do? Which is there's another lady who uses who loves my interference inks. Her name's Cheryl Penner, and she's known as Artsy Island Girl. She's she does loads of YouTube videos, and she did this video, and she got a solid stamp, and it was of a butterfly. So she stamped the butterfly in black using a stamping platform. So she put the black ink on the stamp and she pushed it down onto the card, lifted up. She left the stamp where it was, and then she took some interference ink and she popped it round the edge of the stamp, popped it back down and lifted up. So you got the black butterfly, but around the edge you got the greeny colour because you were going onto a black surface. So you can create some really clever things by mixing your colors on your stamp. So if you're using a black stamp, if you want to, if so, say you're using you want it to be, you've only got this color, okay, you've only got that color, and you're using white card, but you really want that green. Stamp in black first, leave the stamp in position, and go with the interference, because you know over the top of black you're going to get green, so you
So
can
it's
really
blending with
play.
the black ink, you're saying, or it's
Yes,
changing because, oh,
yeah.
interesting.
So they are a really clever ink. So you can get that real, you'll have the black with a lovely green shine on it, and that's on white card.
Do
There
you
you go.
know if that black ink was a certain type of ink, or because I know I'll get these questions.
I would say a permanent ink. I don't know if
Okay.
you stock it. I haven't got it in here. My solid
Oh, but
black
it was
ink
one of
is
your
great.
inks.
Right. If it's the solid black, great. If it is our Swift Dry ink, heat set it and then do it. So the Swift Dry works great, and you can add alcohol markers and watercolors to it if you heat set it. So if you heat set it and put the interference over the top of that, it will work as well. I wouldn't use the blending inks, because obviously they're water reactive, so anything you put over the top is going to change. So a permanent ink, or my solid black, or my licorice Swift Dry ink pads.
There
Okay.
you go. Play, really, right?
Thank
Play.
you.
Try things and play.
No,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry if you're me. I'm gonna
Ah,
check that out.
Suzette has done your challenge, she says. I have done your challenge, Lisa. Post it on the Inspiration Facebook page.
Yes, yes. My
Can't wait.
work is complete.
Can't wait for the new inks to come out. So, what's this one? So, to really get lost in all of things Lisa Horton, just order the Ultimate Mate 2 and add-ons and have a, wow, that's a mouthful. Stamp wheel, grip mat, buy everything, basically.
There's a lot. I mean, I appreciate that we do have a vast range in our crafty arsenal, but you can cherry pick. So if you've got your Ultimate and you've got a few inks, one or two stencils, that is good enough to start with. I recommend maybe a background embossing folder and stencil, and then you've got lots of playtime. You can add all your other things that you already own or other brands. Just use a few inks, a couple of stencils, and your Ultimate, and you can really have a lot of fun with that, because you can then die cut circles or die cut rectangles and create different shaped cards using like minimal product, really, so it doesn't have to be too expensive.
Someone said they finally got your framed festival. I can't even read that word. Bubble.
This is Bob's line, because I know which exact. I can picture it.
She
Yeah,
says, I
me
love that you
too.
added the dies with the
That's
stencil.
another one of those. That's another one of those that I did this frame, and it's basically, so it's an embossing folder, and then most of my embossing folders come with dies, or the stencil comes with a die. And basically, it was a frame, and it had baubles in the middle, and the stencil had dies with it that you could either cut the entire ornate frame out and replace the center, take the baubles out, and put, some cardstock or something behind it. And it was one of those, again, that I thought, I'm going to give this a go and see if people like it. Oh yeah, yeah. Tracy will know, again, it is one of those that you just don't realize how many people are going to like it. It could have gone the other way. It could have gone the other way. But yeah, it's been a really tricky one to get hold of. I'm sorry.
Lee's playing with your interference inks right now. You have to show us what you play with. Post it in the Facebook group if you're on
Yes,
there.
please. Yes, please.
Ah. So we have, within our circle, we have a challenge. And so Suzette, who's part of our circle, is playing and making a card for Tracy's and Heather's challenge. So now we're intrigued. We're
Yes.
intrigued, Suzette, as to what you're making.
I'm
See
also
what we've
seeing that
started
Suzette's
now.
going to challenge us.
Here's one for Tracy. Do you ship to Canada? You can order through Tracy. So Tracy's a Canadian company and our sponsor for today. So the Embellished Connections, and Tracy loves bringing in different products. So am I correct, Tracy? They can order through you?
Of course she can. I'm assuming sorry. Yes, you definitely can. And I admit it, not everything is always showing on my website because I have things in and out all the time. But you can email me, you can respond to one of the summit emails and just ask me any question. Trust me, I will get back to you. And yes. And I mean, I still, because I know it's not only about me, but there are other stores like Lisa's product definitely is in Canada. It is big in Canada.
Tracy, you're sponsoring today. It is only about you. Don't worry about that.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, this is not me.
But Tracy's in Ottawa and she does ship across Canada. So if you're looking for it, reach out to Tracy as a Canadian, or it's always going to, I would assume it's easier to do that than to order it from Lisa's site and have to do the shipping from the UK. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know about duties or anything else that you get charged as well. So if you can get it from Tracy, or it would be easier.
And
here's
that's not something that you would ever know. And I say that because the one day you can receive a delivery and no duties, and the other day, boom, same thing, here's your duties. So that's not up to us. We can't, I pay them as a business, but others, an individual, you'll never know.
Yeah.
So
And you have fans here, Tracy. So Tracy's awesome to order from.
She's all shy now, Heather.
There you go. I know she would be. Tracy's awesome. Just let her know what you're looking for and she will let you know.
Okay, you guys. But thank you. I do
I
my
can't
best,
see the
that's for
comments, so
it's okay. They're there, but we're getting them. I'm just happy I finally got the mermaid
lagoon color.
lagoon
Oh,
color.
yes.
I was on a wait list with a small business for a couple of months.
yeah, I'm sorry
Hey.
again. We're back to that thing because with the metallic inks came, then I have to make a business decision. Because as I say, 2000s at a time, I have to have enough requests for a certain color before I can jump into that one. And of course, we tend to make them in releases, so it's like it's 2000 of 12 colors, so it then gets a bit twitchy, and you just have to be really careful. But honestly, we are really doing our best at the moment to try and make sure there is product everywhere. And I'm not sure where Trace, do you buy through Notions, Tracy? Because we are trying to, we have got so many shipments coming in there. And then we get a stock list every single day, so we can now see what's going out, and it's helping us manage the inventory a little bit more. It's taking time because all these things, people need to start shopping with them so we can see, how the stock is moving. But it's giving us a lot of confidence now to know the quantities and the colors that seem to be the most popular at the moment.
Okay.
So
But yes.
Great.
Yes.
I think I made it to the end of the comments. So
wow.
One more question about an ink?
Go for it.
Because that's my question. Sorry.
That's all right.
But I also know that you have the a white ink, and I'm curious about that.
Okay. Oh, hang
And
on.
yes, everybody, I have it on order.
Okay, I have it. Oh, magically, I have that here as well.
So you were worried about not being in your studio, and you have everything in your
Not prep, just so everybody knows, right? It really wasn't. But I know,
except my
sometimes these things, I'm
samples.
gonna get asked.
You are. But Tracy, have you seen this as well? Have you seen this?
No?
This is our new storage for the inks as well, coming in
Okay.
2025. So that
Okay.
yeah, really lovely. Now, so we've got two white inks. Okay, so we have our blending ink, which is in our regular package, which is called Falling Snow. Now that is more of a really soft blend. So if you're on black card and you want to create little fluffy clouds, that is the ink you would use, Falling Snow. Or if you put the Falling Snow over the top of a vibrant colour, it will mute down your tones. It is not opaque. Okay, so it's not opaque. The opaque ink is this one. It has a white base and a clear lid. Again, very quickly, because I know we are running out of time. This is so white, you won't believe it. It is so white. Now, let me see if I can get that. Yeah, there we go.
That's good.
It is really, really good. You can stamp with it. You can blend with it. You can place it onto your mat. You can mix with water and do your flicking techniques to get your snowy looks. You can do so many things, but this is your slow drying white opaque ink. Again, we do a re-inker for that one as well, so people love the re-inker because you can pick up and do all your splats and your different things with the white, so it's a really handy white to have. But yeah, it is a slow drying one, and I can see already it's still a little wet, but it's going to give you a really opaque, beautiful white finish.
And white on black is very hard. Like I do color pencil and other stuff, and white on black is tough. So that's good. You're getting lots of wows now. See?
Yeah,
It
no, and that's
is.
exactly why I was curious too. So, and sorry, because the first one is called Falling Snow, but this one, I know it's the white
This is
opaque. Is there a
called
name?
opaque white. Tracy, I'll give you the
I thought it was
SKU
opaque
number if
white.
that helps. It's
Please.
LHC IP 132.
Tracy, you're getting comments here. Oh, Tracy, we need that one. There you go.
Yep.
And then Suzette says, Tracy, that answers a question in a group the other night. I don't even remember that question, but you probably did.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're like, yep, okay.
yeah, sorry. We weren't there. I wasn't there really the other
Yeah.
night,
No,
Suzette.
the other night in the
It was,
circle group, Tracy.
yeah, no, I know, but we
Yes.
were so focused on this going, I don't know where we are in the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
Suzette
bless you.
loved
Yeah.
it.
So you can see it dries. It's still drying, but just give it a little heat set if you need it to dry fast. But remember that if you've got the white opaque, okay, if you've got the re-inker, if you've got any other re-inker, mix them together and it will make you a pastel version of whatever color you mix with it.
Yeah, white is wonderful when you do that.
Beautiful.
Well, I just looked and I do have the right one in my shopping cart.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
yes.
Somebody was asking about white on black. Yes. So that's what it is.
perfect. Thank you. Because I was really curious going, okay, if she's coming out with that, like as in yourself, and I saw it, I went, I'm sure it's going to be great, but I
Ooh,
just want to have an idea.
yeah,
So, yep,
yeah,
I know I've made
yes.
the right decision there.
It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah, you don't want the falling snow because that's not, you're going to be underwhelmed with it if you want it as a opaque look. You definitely want the white opaque one.
And Suzette, I see your comment. I will actually go back to it, and I will reply to, or, well, if you think of it, Suzette, the next time we're in the circle, bring it up, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is it, everybody. Because I'm sorry, I just,
No
yeah,
worries.
I wasn't there the other day when we were trying to do the summit stuff too.
So many goodies. Hope Santa is generous this year. There you go. Your Santa wish list.
Well,
And then, wow, cool. Thanks for all the tips, Lisa. Yeah, you've been really generous, Lisa, with all your tips and showing all your
very
products.
welcome.
And you can tell you love what you do. And that makes
I
a
do.
huge difference, right? You love what you do,
Yeah,
and you love what you
yeah,
do. What I find with you is you love what you do, but you have a heart for making it possible for your clients to do stuff.
absolutely. That is my goal to give you. I don't want to show a lovely sample or go to TV and people look at it and say it's really nice, but I could never do that. If I do it, you can absolutely do that as well. It doesn't matter. I mean, these are just random cards. I mean, you look at a card like this and it looks very complicated. It's really easy. You look at a card like this, it's really easy. Anything that I do, I make sure you have the tools to create exactly what I create with ease.
You know
Thank
what,
you,
Lisa?
Lisa, so
Now
much.
that you
You were
say that, I like I don't make cards myself. Okay, I am the scrapbooker.
Mm.
However, when I maybe saw, I don't even know which first video I ever watched or whatever, and I went, whoa, this is interesting. And I tried it. And yeah, I could do it no
Yeah,
problem. So
yeah,
there you go. And then that's how it got me to show my clients, right?
yeah. And that's
Yeah,
it, because
interesting.
we're all so critical about what we do. We all feel that we're never going to be good enough to be like Tracy, like Lisa, like Heather, or whoever it may be. We all look at it and kind of shy away. But I think that's why I'm saying I encourage you to get your ink out. Just put ink on paper and you will see, you will get the result that I get. It's just a matter of choosing the colour that you put on that paper. With our stencils, we've got, they're numbered, they're layered. We have the tool for you. We give you the brushes, we give you the ink, we give you the paper and everything that you need to do exactly what we do. And it is all in a kind of step-by-step way. So you're not kind of, oh look, here's your stencils, here's your ink, off you go. It's all numbered, everything's labeled for you, and there's so many videos out there as well on our channel that can guide you through things as well. And we have a big group, and like you say, Tracy, you can do it and I can do it, and it will look exactly the same, and nobody would ever know the difference, would they?
Well, I won't go that far, but yes, it's very doable. It is. Your products are good, easy to use, and I do like that. I really do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lisa. You are delightful from someone. And then thank you. She's glad she caught this, or I would have been confused with your inks when you were using them in the video. Thank you, Lisa.
You're very welcome.
So interesting and informative. Thank you. Lisa always has her customers best at heart.
Absolutely.
I hit the wrong button there. It got me stuck in something. I didn't want to ban that person. I don't know.
Oh,
Lisa
no.
I wasn't trying to do that. Me too, Tracy, except that I use scrapbooking techniques in my art journals. So there you go. Lisa, if Lisa can do it, anyone can do it. There you go. Thank you so much, Lisa. Appreciate the amount of heart and thought you put into all of your products and how you always encourage all of us to create no matter our level of ability. So yes. So
absolutely.
We're going to fill Lisa with love today. So there you go.
We've all started somewhere. That's the main thing to remember. We've all started somewhere, so just get that ink out.
Get the ink out.
Very true. Very, very true.
So
yes.
So thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Great. We love your energy. If you're listening to the replay and you have any questions, you can always just ping them on the video or reach out to Tracy, put them in the Facebook group. We will do our best, but play. I think that's really it. Play, right? Have fun, play, try Lisa's products.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's wonderful. And I think one of Tracy's messages too is if you don't know where to get Lisa's products and you have a store near you, go and ask them. Like, help Lisa get into more stores. That helps Lisa and that helps you get her products. So it's really good in both. It's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for your fellow crafters.
Somebody earlier, just a little while ago anyway, sorry, I haven't scrolled down to see, but I know somebody else mentioned that a local store, and don't quote me, but it was in a state saying that she's got it there, got to see your product there. So that's what you need.
Yeah. Word of mouth is always how things grow, and I'm sure that's how Lisa grew in the first place, right? Is word of mouth and love of what you're doing. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Have fun, play. If you're VIP, Lisa has an extra wonderful tutorial in there for the VIPs. There's also a great tutorial if you're doing the free one. If you come and play with us in the circle, we have a video from Shelley using Lisa's interference circle as well. So thank you all so much. We will be back in 20 minutes with Brandy from Stamp Me Some Love. And we have a whole bunch of other ones going on today. So thank you, Lisa. We really appreciate you taking the time and being with us.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Take care.